What I'm seeing is I see a hungry Crawford, a Crawford that has been looking for the opportunity for a long time, finally getting the opportunity, and really ready to grab.
And it's exciting. You know, Terence is freakishly strong. He can punch. He's got good crack. He can fight from both ways. Orthodox, southpaw. He can fight at mid-range, close range, outside. And he can fight going both ways. So it's exciting. It's exciting.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. You know, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you.
Few matchups in boxing history ignite as much debate as a potential showdown between Floyd Money Mayweather Jr. and Terence Bud Crawford. Both men define greatness in their respective eras. Mayweather with his flawless defensive genius, and Crawford with his unmatched versatility and killer instinct. Experts, pundits, and fight fans continue to wonder, if these two ever shared a ring, who would truly come out on top? This isn't just a clash of skills, it's a battle for legacy.
Definitely one of the greatest. He's done shit that Floyd Mayweather ain't done.
Like what?
Like what?
The audience that don't know.
He is a two-time undisputed champion. Floyd wasn't a one-time undisputed champion. So he has all the belts in one division and then moved up and got all the belts in another division. I don't know if that's ever happened in the history of boxing.
Yes, and he beat the man.
And he beat the man. Let's give Terence Crawford his flowers because everything he said he was going to do,
he done it.
Floyd Money Mayweather retired with a spotless 50-0 record, one of the cleanest resumes in boxing history. His career was built on marquee victories against world champions across 5 different weight classes. What set Mayweather apart was his genius-level defense, the way he could neutralize both heavy punchers and elite tacticians with surgical precision. His mastery inside the ring wasn't just skill, it was art.
Floyd Mayweather stopped Conor McGregor in the 10th round to improve to 50-0 in what he says will be his final fight. I actually believe him this time, Max. What's his legacy?
Well, he's one of the great pure boxers who ever lived. He has never cheated himself. He always was in condition. He had no off nights. That's why he won every fight. It's one of the reasons. Not because he's one of the best to ever do it, and because he was always prepared over a very long amateur and pro career. Amazing. Another reason is he carefully selected opponents, knew when and where and when and who to fight, and basically changed the paradigm in boxing. I'll translate. He flipped the script. I mean, really, boxing is basically, and this is just the way it is, and I'm a huge boxing fan, and I make no apologies about it, but it is fans and networks essentially exploiting fighters. That's how it works. We want to, and we demand a level of dedication and risk-taking with your health that's insane, right? Like, someone's getting their head beaten every which way, and if you quit, you don't have heart. You can't be a great fighter, which is true, by the way. It's a blood sport. And Floyd, and usually fighters wind up broke and punch drunk. And Floyd Mayweather flipped the script. He said, no, I'm not going to let the game play me. I'm going to play the game.
Terence Bud Crawford, on the other hand, has quietly crafted one of the most complete legacies of the modern era, becoming an undisputed champion in multiple divisions and proving he can adapt to any style put in front of him. With his switch-hitting explosive power and elite ring IQ, Crawford has become every opponent's worst nightmare. His reign at welterweight has lifted him into those rare pound-for-pound debates where only Mayweather's shadow seems to linger above. And now, even veteran fighters and boxing legends are stepping up to give their take on how a Mayweather versus Crawford clash might unfold.
Everything is on Terence Crawford's side, all the legacy, meaning he only has the opportunity to win the belts. Saul only has an opportunity to defend them. Terence Crawford has an opportunity to be in a 5 division and the only person to win all 4 belts in 3 separate weight divisions. Why is Saul taking this fight? And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's some things in life more important than just the belts. And that 20-year career that Terence Crawford made, that all that he has, is very valuable. Very, very valuable. He had 1 foot out the game. And if he can be the man to defeat him, because remember, if Saul beats him, Terence Crawford was the first man to get all 4 belts in 2 separate weight divisions. Yes, I beat that champion. Yes, I beat the multiple division champion, and he had the oath.
Oscar De La Hoya, a man who shared the ring with Floyd Mayweather, recently made it clear he still believes Floyd stands above them all. According to De La Hoya, Mayweather's record, discipline, and flawless technique make him untouchable in any head-to-head comparison. His take mirrors the respect many from boxing's old guard still hold for Floyd's legacy, a fighter who mastered the art of winning at the very highest level. But then came Canelo Alvarez, who's faced both men, Mayweather in 2013 and Crawford in recent times. Canelo didn't mince words. He shocked fans by saying, "Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather." He praised Bud's ring IQ, versatility, and the caliber of his recent wins. Coming from someone who's battled both legends in different eras, that opinion carries serious weight.
I have to disagree because Floyd Mayweather toyed with Canelo. Like, he literally toyed with him. He didn't get hit at all. Not one time. And Crawford, yeah, he's more of a fighter, boxer. Mayweather's more of a boxer. But I have to disagree. I think Mayweather is much more superior than Crawford. Not just because he beat me and it was a close fight, whatever, and or that I stepped in the ring with Mayweather, but I really feel that technically Mayweather's a better fighter.
You faced Mayweather, you were 23 years old, I believe?
23.
And
Just
again,
turned 23.
Yeah, you just turned 23. You didn't have a lot of seasoning. I know people will say, oh, he had a lot of fights. Well, you didn't have an amateur career. You started boxing at 15 as a pro, right?
Yeah.
So you gave up the weight concession. You gave up the rehydration clause. And I always thought if you would have faced him, with some more seasoning, it would have gone differently.
He deserved that position in that moment because, Floyd Mayweather is one of the best fighters in the boxing history, and he deserved that position in that moment. I try to make history, and I try to put myself in the very top in that moment. But for some reason, doesn't happen, right? And yeah, like you say, if I had that fight with Miguel Angel Cotto first and all these kind of fights, and then fight Mayweather, maybe go in the different way. But we never gonna know. And I learned from that fight, and like I say, things happen for a reason.
Shane Mosley, a seasoned warrior who went the distance with Floyd Mayweather, has thrown his support behind Terence "Bud" Crawford in this dream matchup. In Mosley's eyes, Crawford's complete skill set and adaptability give him the edge. He believes Bud's blend of power, precision, and unpredictable movement would pose challenges that even a prime Mayweather never had to face. Mosley respects Floyd's genius, no question. But he sees Crawford as the kind of fighter who could bring problems from angles Floyd's defense was never truly tested against.
Who do you think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually, he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have had the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because it's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
Shane Mosley has also been quick to point out that while he admires Crawford's complete arsenal, Floyd Mayweather is far from an easy mark. Mosley has often emphasized that Mayweather's defensive genius, timing, and unmatched discipline make him one of the toughest puzzles any fighter could ever try to solve. In Mosley's words, going up against Floyd isn't just a fight. It's a chess match where one wrong move can cost you everything.
I was surprised about his power. When you attack Floyd, he has a way of making you run into it and you feel the power, like a collision. But when you kind of box away from him, yes, he has power, but not like he does when you're trying to attack him. He's not weak, he's strong. Like I say, he trains hard and he does all the things you're supposed to do as a fighter or as a champion to be the best.
Mosley faced Mayweather back in 2010 and managed to shake him up in the second round, one of the few times Floyd was visibly hurt in his career. But Mosley later admitted that from that moment on, Mayweather made the necessary adjustments, completely shutting him down and taking control of the fight. That experience defined how Mosley views both men. He admires Crawford's size, switch-hitting ability, and creative offense, But he also understands better than most that Floyd's defensive mastery can take away any opponent's best weapons once he finds his rhythm.
Everybody talk about Shane Carter. But what was the issue? Shane started hesitating. Why did Shane hesitate? Because he took the best shot and he stood there, held on tight, and on top of that, made Shane feel his strength. And came back out like nothing happened the previous round. Right. But still stone cold. Right. And then Shane ends up being the one hesitating, waiting, and the fight get away from him.
I'm saying Shane hit me with a hell of a shot. Okay. Actually, 2 shots. Okay. But even in that particular round, what I said to Shane was this. I was like,
You just said something to him, you grabbed him.
I said, you gotta kill me.
Oh, shit.
I wasn't ready, Floyd. I said, that was a good one. I said, that was a good one, but you gotta kill me. I said, you gotta kill me. And then I'm not gonna lie, I meant it.
Andre Ward, a former champion and longtime friend of Terence Crawford, has been one of his strongest defenders in the ongoing comparisons to Floyd Mayweather. Ward has repeatedly highlighted Crawford's unmatched adaptability, high-level skill, and his tendency to completely break down top-tier opponents. To Ward, those qualities alone prove that Crawford deserves to be mentioned right alongside the greats, including Mayweather himself.
Who's the most skilled fighter today?
Bud is definitely one of them, for sure. Tyke Shakur, Devin, Boots,
my favorite.
It's a lot of them, and they skillful in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody that, like, I can bet the house on is Bud. Because me and him, we so much alike in our mentality. Like, soon as I see this dude, he come in the room or I come in the room, we start arguing. About basketball, wrestling, anything, bro. Like, man, you can't, man, you looking small. What you mean I'm looking small? You looking small. You gotta really hurt that dude to turn him away and to try to stop him from doing what he want to do. So, skillful, yes. But this and this, it's different, man. There's not a lot of guys like that out there currently. There's a lot of guys that talk it. But until you get in that real fire, I'm not saying you fighting a guy you should beat. I'm saying a guy that it's a 50-50 matchup. We don't really know what you have. You don't even really know what you have.
Andre Ward has gone as far as calling Terence Crawford the greatest fighter of this generation. While their friendship runs deep, Ward's praise isn't based on loyalty alone. He genuinely believes that Crawford's resume, dominance, and adaptability set him apart in today's boxing landscape. After Crawford's emphatic win over Errol Spence Jr., Ward didn't hesitate to declare that Bud had officially earned his place as the top fighter of this era.
Andre, we just seen Terence Crawford create greatness and beat Canelo Alvarez tonight. What was your thoughts on that performance from Terence?
From Terence Crawford, it's great performance, man. He's been doing this throughout the course of his career. The stakes were a lot different in this fight, a lot more danger. He had to fight that kind of fight in order to beat Canelo Alvarez tonight, and he did that at 37, but getting ready to be 38 years old. And he proved, like Max said, that he is the GOAT of this generation. Hats off to Canelo for taking the fight. He didn't have to take it. Hats off to Turkey Al-Sheikh for putting it together. Just a great night for boxing.
Yeah. How special a fighter is someone like Terence Crawford? There was no signs of a size disadvantage there. How special?
You can see it in spots, but it wasn't significant. And I didn't think it was going to be significant. And people call me crazy, but I've been around Terence. He's strong. He's got a wrestling background, and people don't realize that he's been boiling himself down all these years and still being successful, not having to do that. His condition seemed impeccable, and his strength was there, the power was there enough to get respect from Canelo. So what more can I say?
What would you like to see him do next? Do you think there's another fight after this?
I'd like to see him be done. What are we boxing for at this point? What else is there to do? There's always going to be a YouTuber or a reporter or somebody conjuring up another challenge. We box to get ourselves in a better financial position, to build a name and a legacy. Those boxes are checked. What else are we doing?
Yeah, brilliant.
Why are we still in the game?
Yeah, I get it. Andre, always good to talk to you. Appreciate it.
Floyd Mayweather has spoken about Terence Crawford with a mix of admiration and pride. He's publicly congratulated Crawford on his major victories, and especially the dominant win over Errol Spence Jr., while still reminding everyone of his own legendary resume and unmatched consistency at the top. As always, Mayweather presents himself as the standard by which greatness is measured. That balance between respect and self-preservation feels natural. After all, Floyd has built his identity around being the best of his era, and seeing a new name enter that conversation naturally keeps the debate alive.
I didn't want them to fight. I really like both of those guys. A lot. A lot. You know, I had a chance to hang around Earl. Had a chance to hang around Terence. And both guys, class act. It would look like I'm leaning towards one guy because I boxed one guy before.
It was beautiful to watch, but also tough to watch to see what happened to Errol. Obviously, we don't wish that on, you know,
Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
The best man won. If I was training him or I was in his corner, I don't think he should be fighting at 147 at all. I don't even think he should be fighting at 154.
Really?
I think he should be fighting at 160 or 168.
Wow.
That's just my honest opinion.
Roy Jones Jr. hasn't been shy about voicing his admiration for Terence Crawford, ranking him among the absolute best in today's pound-for-pound conversation. He's praised Crawford's long stretch of dominance, even calling him the current king of the sport, with only a select few like Naoya Inoue close behind. Jones has also offered a more nuanced take on Floyd Mayweather's legacy. While he acknowledges Floyd's greatness and place among the all-time elite, he's pointed out that certain fighters, especially those in their physical prime, might have posed tougher challenges for Mayweather than many believe. When discussing the idea of Crawford facing bigger names like Canelo, Roy referred to him as a great smaller man who has the skills and mentality to overcome larger opponents.
Gotta rank him probably in your top 10, maybe even your top 5.
Where do you rank Terence, in your opinion?
I put him in the top 15, maybe the top 10, because he definitely has the skill of a top 5. Just that he hasn't had the opposition that some guys were able to get, and that's not his fault. He just made one of the best fighters in his weight class look like nobody. That's pretty damn good. Now he proved what we already thought. We just didn't see him against the best opposition near his weight class. See, this is the thing people don't understand. This is what I like about Bud. He reminds me of Roy. We ain't got to have the best opposition in our weight class. We want the best opposition near our weight class.
There's been discussion that maybe, you know, Crawford and Inoue are going back and forth tussling for like pound for pound, that maybe Inoue because of the multiple weight divisions. You're shaking your head no. Tell me why no.
Because Inoue also, when he first moved up, he lost to Donell. Don't forget that. Bud ain't lost nobody. Moving up or down, he moved up 3 times. He lost nobody. Don't tell me he better than Bud, no.
Tim Bradley has openly stated that he believes Terence Crawford would defeat a prime Floyd Mayweather. In his view, Crawford's versatility, timing, strength, and ability to adapt mid-fight give him the tactical edge in such a matchup. At the same time, Bradley has always shown deep respect for Mayweather, calling him one of his all-time favorite fighters and praising his defensive brilliance, footwork, speed, and precision. Before the Canelo versus Crawford showdown, Bradley cautioned that a loss to Crawford could deal a heavier blow to Canelo's legacy than a defeat to someone like David Benavidez. He emphasized that Crawford was climbing multiple weight classes and facing younger opponents. So if Canelo were to lose under those circumstances, it wouldn't just be about one fight. It would amplify discussions about whether the Mexican superstar had begun to decline or was no longer seeking the toughest challenges.
Terence Crawford would beat a prime Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he would beat him. Yes, it would be a competitive fight, but Crawford, master thinker just like Floyd. What the advantage that Floyd has is that he has great defense. The advantage that Crawford has is that he not only can fight orthodox, he can also he's versatile. He can fish the southpaw stance. And we all know that Floyd don't like to fight southpaws. We know that. What happens when you have a guy just as smart as you are and able to make adjustments like Crawford? What happens when you have a guy that can hurt you with either hand? A guy that's powerful and strong like Crawford. A guy that's quick as Crawford. A guy that can fight you in the pocket. A guy that knows how to execute that Philly shell. He knows how to bust through that. He'll have enough to beat Floyd, and he'll have enough to gain respect and hurt Floyd too. I don't think he knocks him out, but I think he'll win in close decisions. Hey, I want to know what everybody else thinks.
Following his victory over Canelo Alvarez, Crawford took a moment during the post-fight press conference to respond to his critics. He reminded everyone how often he'd been dismissed, told he wasn't the kind of fighter who could beat someone on Canelo's level. Now, with the win secured, he posed a simple question: what can they say now? Crawford described the bout as a defining moment, a career-defining victory against an opponent who had never lost at super middleweight. He also pointed out the clear favoritism toward Canelo throughout the event, from the crowd's energy to the media coverage, but made it clear that none of it shook his focus. If anything, he said, the doubts only fueled his determination.
What was his power like? Have you been hit by anybody that strong before?
I've been hit harder.
No, in a real fight, not a sparring.
In a real fight. Avanesian, I mean not Avanesian, but Mean Machine hit harder than Canelo, to me. To be honest.
Terence. Congratulations.
In a recent interview, Floyd Mayweather Jr. hinted that a full-scale return to professional boxing might not be off the table, especially with his upcoming exhibition bout against Mike Tyson scheduled for spring 2026. Speaking with TMZ, Mayweather said that while nothing is set in stone, discussions have taken place and the possibility exists. He mentioned that he's feeling strong, staying in shape, and eager to deliver something special for the fans. Whether he's willing to put his perfect record on the line again remains to be seen. But for the first time in years, Floyd has left the door slightly open.
This was your life for so long with Floyd fighting this guy, fighting Manny, fighting Conor, and all those, you were just at the center of all these talks for so many years. It's exciting to be back there again. Any chance that you would take a professional bout in the future after Mike, or is that off the table?
Let's own it. Let's own it. It's been talks. It's possible.
What do you think? Does Mayweather's unmatched ring IQ still reign supreme? Or does Crawford's relentless drive and grit earn him the crown?